What up, Dokkanners? Global players, mark your calendars. We now know the start dates for 2 upcoming celebrations. 2 big-time upcoming celebrations, and depending on what you've been saving for, this is the time to get ready to summon. So we got the Thank You Celebration start date confirmed, and we've got the Dragon Ball Heroes start date confirmed, courtesy of a few other pieces of announcements that we've been given over the last day or so. So let's take a look at the pieces of news, and let's see what global players are going to have to be doing between now and then. Probably nothing, and just saving stones. The Thank You Celebration is confirmed to be starting on the 3rd/4th, depending on wherever you are in the world. It could either be the 3rd or the 4th. For me, it's the 3rd, so for most of you, it'll probably be the 4th who live overseas or outside of California. And then Dragon Ball Heroes is confirmed to be starting on the 20th-ish, so like the 19th, 20th, 21st, depending on wherever you live. How do we know this? Because of the announcements that were made recently, the Dokkan Thank You Countdown Special Missions. This was made on Global yesterday. I made a video on it, but I didn't talk about the date. All I talked about was the fact that 5 tickets can now be earned with these tickets from these missions. Daily missions basically complete 2 events per day. Very easy to do. You'll have 5 tickets. And the important thing now to take note of is that this little excerpt right here is mentioning the Friday the 4th of November. The Dokkan Festival tickets can be used to perform summons in the Dokkan Festival that will become available Friday, November 4th, 6:30 a.m. UTC. This is just Central Time, Central like planet time. So wherever you live, it'll show in your in-game news specifically what time the Dokkan Festival will be arriving. So for me, this constitutes basically the 3rd night. So let me know what you guys, what time that is for you, if that's convenient for you in the comments down below. But this is when it's going to be starting. Now, with only 5 tickets, you can't do the summons, right? Like, you can't do all the summons you'd want to do. Last year for the Gogeta celebration, what happened was you had your 5 tickets, then you bought, well, you didn't have to, but they would offer Pilaf's Trove. And actually, last year, I called it a scam. It definitely was a scam. Pilaf scam last year, where you could buy more tickets, and then you could do more summons. And I remember buying all the tickets and doing all the missions. At the end of the day, I had 3 residual tickets. So I'm not sure if they're going to be doing something this year to fix that. Maybe they'll give us a little bit extra through some missions. We are going to be getting, there are still 2 missions for part 1 and part 2 of the Thank You Celebration. So with those 2 giving hopefully maybe 2 tickets a pop, that would add 4 more to the remaining 3, which would be 7 if they do 7 unit multis. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But there will be some possible inconsistencies with the ticket count. But we'll cover that when the campaign actually starts. But that's what's going to be happening for this one. So now, looking at Dragon Ball Heroes, how do we know that this is starting on the 20th? Well, I talked about this on my previous video, but I know a lot of people don't, since this is a global focused channel, some people just don't watch the JP videos that I cover. And I don't typically do JP videos, but occasionally there's certain pieces of news that either interest me or are big time that global players need to know about. So I will do those. But in the interest of those of you who didn't watch the previous video, we'll kind of just rehash what I discussed. In the new details for the Campaign Tech Dokkan Festival Bardock that JP just received, we saw the Dragonstone sales dates. This is all that we need to basically get an idea for when the new celebration is going to be starting. The 31st, granted this is JST, 31st at 11 till the 20th of November, 2359. This is the start and end date for the Dragonstone sales for the Bardock celebration, and this is consistent with how things were last year. Anyone want to take a wild guess what the celebration was last year in the same time slot? You have 3 seconds. If you want to pause it, feel free. Try to guess. If you figure it out and you get the right answer, you got to subscribe to the channel. That's today's subscriber challenge. All right. So 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is Dokkan Festival Trunks. Last year, Trunks was the Dokkan Fest in the same time slot. And looking at the stone sales, it basically lines up. Not exactly, because this one's a little bit of a longer window, or a larger window, 29th until the 25th of October. That's a fat Dragonstone sale window. So this is when the start and stop time for the Dragonstone sales were for JP. And then if we look at the Dragon Ball Heroes celebration, the timing doesn't line up here because since this was joint, they framed it in terms of PST. But basically, it's in the same ballpark. That's what matters. So the fact that they're in the same ballpark basically means that this is going to be when the Dragon Ball Heroes celebration starts. So just like that, this year, the 20th, 19th, 20th, 21st, wherever you live, that will be when the celebration begins, because of course this is a joint celebration between both Global and JP. So that is the start time for the Hero celebration. I know a lot of you guys have been skipping the gammas to summon for this. Some of you guys might be saving for this one because there are going to be some nice discounts for the Thank You Celebration summons. Granted, the banner's kind of duty, but the unit is amazing. So whoever you are, depending on what you're going after, this is going to be a very interesting time to run out the holiday season. It's crazy for Global, man. October 4th, not even a month ago, we had Pan. Then 2 weeks later, not even 2 weeks later, 13 days later, we get the Rising Dragon Carnival. Then 10 days later, we get the Halloween banner with Gamma. And now for the thank you celebration, which is not even double digits, this is like what, 5-6 days away, we're getting the thank you celebration. So RIP wallets, best of luck to all of you who are trying to save and summon. This is going to be very, very, very difficult. And by the way, just to put things into perspective for global side, this is what we had last year, Dokkan thank you countdown, 29th to the 3rd of November. Then we jump into the thank you celebration, and then right after we have the Dragon Ball Heroes. So it all lines up. Prepare for the holiday rush, folks. One last thing, the featured the LR Zamasu, we still don't know, and I want to reiterate, we still don't know if this is going to be dropping as part 2. This could still end up being pushed back to some other date. The reason why I have it here is simply because of how chaotic the global timeline is. I just have a feeling that they might pull a fast one on us and just simply leave it there. They could, they may not, who knows? If this ends up being in the New Year's time slot, what would happen to the part 1 and part 2 of Resurrection F? That's kind of the reason why I feel like this is still going to remain here, but these asterisks basically indicate it remains to be seen what lies ahead for the Fusion Zamasu. Anyway, there you have it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, are these 2 dates yielding banners that you guys care about, that you want to summon on, or are you going to be skipping both in the hopes that something even better shows up during the Christmas season? Let me know what you guys think about this upcoming global schedule in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know when to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.